It's a real honor to be here. I'm super happy with the exhibition, which I know, and I said to Ryan and to Jordan, that's not always the case, but I am pretty critical when I walk through it, and I think it looks fantastic. And I'm really thrilled to see all of this work together. It is from 2008 up to 2023, and I can see where certain ideas started and kind of how they found their way into other pieces of the work. And I've been doing this for a while now, so now I can see how some of what was started here will continue into the future. So I'm trained as a painter, and then from painting, eventually continued painting, but working with different kinds of textiles in the paintings, and that eventually led to sculpture, and led to garments, which led to performance, which led to video. At this point, I'm 51, which I know is not old. It is strange how it shifts about looking forward, and when I was younger, you're not thinking about that. You just are moving along at whatever pace is working for you. And now I feel like I want to be more selective about what kinds of projects, because I do feel like I have been very fortunate and I have the opportunity to leave behind a public record. And that public record can include all of the collaborators, it can include all of the conversations, it can include now Venice, and now in Jordan's collection, now I have a space in there which is going to be maintained probably beyond my lifetime. Put into motion a long time ago with the intention of breaking different kinds of ceilings. If it's never happened, I'm gonna go do it. But at this point, it really is what I challenge myself with, is to marry content and form, and to try to keep that content specific and telling. People had talked to me about Venice before. This year, I felt the time is right. I just felt like the timing was right. And there's a lot of reasons why you would feel that way, but I feel like I know what my work is about now. 10 years ago, if you asked me, it was probably a little bit more open-ended. But I know what it's about now, and I know the message that I think is important to be expressed from that. I was the kid in elementary school and in college who was told, this is too much, it's too garish, this is too much color. How do we know you know what you're doing if you use every crayon in the crayon box? And so now that I'm a grown-up, I decided I was okay, I can use color however I want to use it. And so I've been really intentionally playing with color now for probably about 10 years. And I think I know what colors wake each other up. I just know how to make color activate. I think for me, I don't even think about it so much as native any longer. It's really become unto itself, and it really is very much rooted in aesthetic histories. But at this point, I would say it's self-referential to itself. The future that I envision is probably that we all need to be extremely resilient. The other day we were talking about future and how difficult it is to feel extremely hopeful with all of the challenges and crises that are facing us globally. And so I really believe that the kind of separation, whether it's gender or nationhood or religion, it doesn't serve us in any way. These are all problems that are impacting us equally across the globe, and we all need to come together, and we also need to give everybody the opportunity to contribute.
What I've said about artists before is all of us are artists. You all took part in grade school, high school, some in college. You've got to, I think, have a genetic predisposition to an aesthetic. Just another level of creativity that most of us don't quite move up to. And you've got to do it a different way. He's created his own brand. When you see this work, you know it's his. And second, you got to work at it. And that he does. And third, you got to be in the right place at the right time. And fortunately for him, his career has just ascended, and for good reason. Jeffrey's work I saw, and I like everything he does. Why? because I like art that either one, aesthetically just is lovely to look at, and just the color field and the way that the shapes, the forms work. I also like work that grabs you and doesn't let you go. His work for me does both. When I saw the Venice Biennale, the double row that's upstairs, I was just taken away. So his work transcends for me time and place, and yet deals in a contemporary way with issues facing our country. Art is the bridge that allows us to deal with difficult subjects in a collegial, constructive